They score! They score!
Welcome to God's Playbook with your host, Father Rico Passero.
Lock at the 20, 10, 5, touchdown! Touchdown!
Let's play ball.
Friends, welcome back to God's Playbook. We continue to hear at Mass from the book of Exodus, and today it's about passing on the law. The passage from Exodus chapter 20 is the 10 Commandments. And hopefully for each of us, we should know the 10 Commandments well and go over the 10 Commandments as we discern, especially before confession, what sins I need to be forgiven for and what I need to be sorry for. Today, I want us to really understand that God gave these laws to Moses not to ruin Moses, the people's lives, and our lives too, but rather to shape them and guide us so that it's not a guessing game. In order to win a championship, a coach and a team needs to have a vision. They don't just say, well, get on the ice, ladies or gentlemen, and good luck. Here's the football, just throw it as far as you can and hope for the best. Here's a basketball, just, try to hit some shots and we'll hope for the best. That is never going to work. So if we're trying to attain holiness and we want to be righteous before God, we need to have a framework of how we're to live our lives. And that's what the 10 Commandments are. For a faithful Jewish person, they had more than 200 laws they had to follow. But these 10 Commandments really speak about how we are to live our lives. The first 3 are relationship with God. The final 7 are relationship with one another. So in our relationship with God, how are we doing with keeping the Lord's Day and making it holy? Do we make sure that when we speak God's name, we always speak in reverent and respectful ways? How are we doing in our relationship with God? God needs to be number one in my life. That's the strategy that I need to take. I need to speak like God. I need to think like God. I need to forgive like God. I need to love like God. And it first starts with, how do I treat God? How do I see God? And how do I act towards Him, especially with respecting Sunday Mass? The final 7 commandments, am I respectful to my parents? Do I kill people, especially using my tongue, killing their reputation, judging them, condemning them, showing prejudice against them? Am I faithful in living my own sexuality in a way that is conducive to the vocation that I have been called to? Am I jealous of others? Do I fall into the trap of envy? When I conduct business, do I do so in fair manners and mannerisms? How am I living my life? That's what is so important for us to reflect upon. So friends, let's think of the 10 Commandments less as restricting us and more of shaping us, almost like a moral compass or a moral GPS that guides us closer to God. That's what the passing on of the law is, so that we are very clear of what God's expectations are of us. So Moses was just the instrument to receive God's download, even though they didn't know the word download back at that time. When I say download, I think we all can appreciate and understand what that means for us. So, what does that look like for us? How are we using the 10 Commandments to shape us? Are they meant to ruin our lives, or are they to make sure we stay on the straight and narrow? Obviously, I believe it's the latter. This was true of Moses. This is God's intention in the passing on of the law. May we use the 10 Commandments to shape us, guide us, and help us to live sainthood here on earth, so most importantly, we can live sainthood in heaven. For God's Playbook, friends, I'm Father Rico. God loves you, and so do I.
If you like what you hear, please consider supporting us using any of our affiliate links in the description below via Buzzsprout, Ko-Fi, or GoFundMe. Thanks, and God bless.